What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer. Taking one probably final look at Crystal Beast. This is a very silly deck that I made, but it is very fun. And I'm going to showcase one card that I didn't use, and I'm also going to showcase a completely different end board than I did before. I believe that this is easily the most optimized of whatever you want to call this bizarre deck. But I think it's a really cool take on Crystal Beast and essentially ends the game. Like, this is almost a game ending combo in almost every conceivable situation. So this is a really nice card. The only problem with Crystal Beast is that there's no monsters that do things by themselves. You have to have some sort of companion piece with them. But Golden Rule, I think this is a recent card. It's a great play starter. I mean, you get to bring something out from your hand for free and also just place two from the deck, which is amazing. So if you combine that with, something like Pot of Prosperity, you have essentially like extremely high chance of finding the other piece that you need. I end up getting Awakening of the Crystal Ultimate, and that's just, gonna be able to like finish off my combo essentially. So you can start with the Goblin stuff. This is a rank 3 and a rank 4. And what I'm about to show, like, I've played essentially this deck before and with different level 4 engines. This is the best version, and it's by far the most consistent. It's it is jank, but this is the least jankiest version of what I would essentially call an FTK that you'll see. So this is going to be able to get me another buddy from the deck. So this is an attachment. You probably won't even need it necessarily, but yeah, I did use Gossip Shadow before, but now I'm going to actually use it to its like fullest potential. So I'm going to bring out ZS from the deck, and then you can obviously go through the Armored XYZ plays too. So you're going to have two attachments here if you'll ever need them, but you might as well because you have the bodies. So you can go into the Utopia Dragonar, and instead of going into like whatever Hope Harbinger, just go into Pair a Dice Smasher. And I'm going to make a mistake here, and it's just worth noting so that you know. Like, you do not have to use the Utopia Force in your graveyard. If you've never heard of this card before, you and your opponent roll dice. Whoever has the higher number cannot use monster effects or attack until the next turn. So it is like literally has the same effect as VFD. Now, if you have at least a material left, I think, on this card after it, you can make one of the dices 7, which of course dice only go up to 6. So I think I think I looked up the stats before. I think it's like a 93% success chance that your opponent will not be able to use monster effects during their turn at all. And of course, like, naturally, it's not hard to do. You go into Gossip Shadow. So again, don't use this because you want to give yourself the Omni Negate for those spells and traps on your opponent's turn, because Gossip Shadow is going to attach itself to this number monster. So me and my opponent are going to roll dice. I rolled a 3 and a 2. So it's my opponent rolls literally any like card. It doesn't really matter. That was like the perfect dice roll. I'm just going to make like the highest one 7. And now my opponent just like cannot activate effects, monster effects. So again, this is why I went into Lancelot, but that's why you don't use the rank up Magic Utopia Force, because I already had the material that I needed with Paradise Smasher. You don't need to use that. And you can use this as a card to stop your opponent's spells and traps, like namely like Evenly Matched or whatever. You don't have to worry about much because like Triple Tactics Talent or anything like that, your opponent can't activate monster effects, so nothing's really going to happen that's good for him. And like, if your opponent had evenly matched, that would suck because then your board would like have no presence at all. But as you can see here, I'm good. My opponent is just gonna like try and not do anything. Adventure Engine doesn't matter. You can't use Griffin Rider. You know, it doesn't, like, it's literally any card in Yu-Gi-Oh, like, right, any monster card. I'm trying to think of like the best like examples, but like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what your opponent's playing as long as they're playing some sort of monster focused deck, because they're locked. And what are they going to do? They can't attack. They can't activate monster effects. The duel's over. So I'm just going to go ahead. It's the same concept. That's how the deck works. And there's tons of ways to get there, of course. But I'm just going to go through my deck profile, and that'll be it. You can run the standard 9. Now, there's a lot of soft garnets in the deck. Rainbow Dragon. This isn't necessarily. There are times when you can just bring this out from your hand, like especially when you have like Golden Rule or something like that. And also, like, just beyond that, like, just the regular consistency cards we'll get to. There's like 15 essentially versions of the cards that bring out your Ruby Carbuncle, which is the most important. So the fact that you can also run 9 hand traps, I think, is like pretty cool. One copy of Rainbow Dragon, one copy of. Oh, are these both just like, okay, this is actual Rainbow Dragon? This is the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. So this adds this card to your hand, which is good because Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates requires you to have this in your hand. I really do hope that one day this card can be good. Like, it's just impossible. It's not really worth using, like, at its fullest potential, because you're just running like way too many bricks at that point, in my opinion. Like, if there's a card that counts as Ribbon Dragon that actually has effect to search something or whatever the case may be, like, Crystal Beast instantly just gets so much better. 3 copies of the Sapphire Pegasus, of course, right? This is like the card that you want to normal summon most of the time. This gives you an extra normal summon. It's great with Golden Rule, everything like that. 1 copy of Ascended Sage. If you open it, you just special summon it. Doesn't really matter necessarily. 1 copy of the Doug Charger. This is Boom Mock. These are just special summon themselves from the hand, which is great. 2 copies of Carbuncle. You don't need more. It can get a little funky if you see one in your hand, but you can usually make it work depending on what you do. 1 copy of the Crystal Beacon. So this is a good spell and trap to search out. It brings this out from the deck, which is great. You don't have to have it in your spell and trap zone. Crystal Bond searches all of your Crystal Beast. This searches a Crystal Beast monster and then places one in your zone, which is great. One of the best cards to see. This is the Goblin Biker entrance. This is just your tiny little goblin engine for your rank 3s. The rank up Magic Utopia Force. 2 copies of Prosperity, which is great. Kind of helps bring everything together. Rainbow Bridge searches your crystal spells and traps. This special summons from the deck, which again is pretty much this, but you have to have Rainbow Dragon in your hand. 3 copies of the Bridge. This is also like pretty much an Omni Searcher. And then Golden Rule really gets your plays going. And then the 1 copy of Full Armored XYZ. Onto the extra deck, you have Dragonar, which can bring out Hope Harbinger, and also number 23 Lancelot. If you do end up going through it, in fact, you could probably just take this out and like put something else in. Armored Fortress, which helps you go into the full Armored Fortress. Okay, and S39 and number 39 Utopia. Jeez. ZS Utopic Sage. This is the Goblin Biker that searches the Goblin cards. This is Gossip Shadow, which of course is used with the dice monster number 67 to lock your opponent out of playing the game. Zeus. I like to play this card recently because it's a rank 4 that, yes, it does attach to, but it does attach something with it. It's a good form of spot removal. So that's worth mentioning because you can still go into Zeus after and use it. Just something that's kind of funny. Downward, if you want to go into one of the rank 3s, you're going second, and then Tornado Dragon. So kind of a silly, dumb deck, but I have wanted to use this rank 4 engine for a long time because I knew it kind of existed, and I'm cool to see it kind of come to some sort of resolution, and this is kind of how I play it. A little unique, right? You're probably not seeing this around too often. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Other than that's going to do it for today's video, and I will see you guys next time.